Welcome to MojoPlays. For this video, we'll be looking at everything we know about Night City in the upcoming and highly anticipated game, Cyberpunk 2077. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. It's far from paradise.
It's dangerous to those unfamiliar with it.
It's easy for one to get lost in Night City's neon lights and bustling environment. It truly looks and feels like a city from the future. However, there is nothing about it that screams paradise. Night City is riddled with crime in every district. Players can expect a strong presence of drugs, gang wars, and murder. It's truly a city that will rarely have a calm moment. So you might want to be on your guard when we all get our hands on Cyberpunk 2077.
Try to me in any way, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
The 6 districts.
You'll learn more about Pacifica, one of the game's districts.
Earlier, we mentioned districts within Night City, and yes, some of these districts have already been talked about by CD Projekt Red. First, we have the City Center District, which is basically where most corporations, politicians, and such operate. Haywood District is primarily run by wealthy Latinos, specifically a gang that we'll talk about later on. Then you have Pacifica, a once thriving tourism spot that has become a hotspot for the black market. Santo Domingo serves as the industrial district, whereas Westbrook is mostly populated by celebrities and rich people. However, you'll start the game in the Watson District, the home of various immigrants and littered with buildings once owned by corporations. Needless to say, Cyberpunk 2077 is thriving with life and lore to keep players invested.
Buckle up! Shit's happening!
Jackie.
It's clear. Go!
You can expect a wide array of characters to appear throughout Cyberpunk 2077, but one face you'll be seeing frequently is that of Jackie Wells. You're going to have this former member of the Valentinos gang as a companion for several missions, and you may have a different way of meeting him compared to others. Cyberpunk 2077 allows players to give V different backstories: Street Kid, Corporate, and Nomad, and each one will introduce you to Jackie in their own unique way that fits V's story. Who knows how many characters will have unique introductions like Jackie?
City of endless opportunity. Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah!
Cool rating.
You'll also be able to customize your initial attribute setup.
Every game with RPG mechanics has a bonus stat that helps make their experience more unique, and Cyberpunk 2077 is no different. Between all of the gameplay that's been shown, you've probably caught a glimpse of a stat dubbed Cool. This stat is determined by how cool you look doing certain things, and it's all affected by your weapons and clothing. This will affect how characters perceive you, whether it's locking or unlocking dialogue, or earning you respect from a particular faction. Hey, clothes make the man. Or woman.
Need to get to know this city, Jack. Not just gun in hand. I'm on a crusade.
Transportation.
Something tells me that wasn't no coincidence, huh?
Don't worry, you're not going to be traversing the lands of Night City on foot. Cyberpunk 2077 is going to provide a vast selection of vehicles for you to collect, from cars to motorcycles. You won't have to worry about sticking to one ride either, as you'll be able to purchase additional apartments and garages to store your vehicles. To make things more convenient for the player, every vehicle comes with an AI that lets you summon your car or bike from anywhere.
So, think they're done riding our asses?
Ripperdocs.
Need to bump up my specs and get a grip.
Really? Now? Finally?
One theme that's relevant to Cyberpunk, the genre, is the augmentation of the human body, and as one would expect, there's plenty of that in Night City. Throughout your time, you'll meet people known as Ripperdocs. These folks will help you gain new augmentation to enhance your abilities. Some will be met during the main story, but others will be encountered in side missions or hidden away in other parts of Night City. So don't be afraid to deviate from the campaign to go explore.
And once you hit the big time, don't forget where you came from.
The gangs.
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof.
In addition to 6 massive districts, V will encounter several different gangs across Night City. First off, there are the Animals, a gang that focuses more on physical strength and melee weapons, and they will do anything possible to show they are the strongest. You can catch them fighting the Voodoo Boys, a gang that mainly inhabits the Pacifica district and is composed almost entirely of psychopathic drug dealers and intelligent hackers. One might want to keep away from the night travelers known as the Wraiths, as it is rumored that their leader wears human skin for clothing. Also, beware of the Lizzies. They're a little too obsessed over pop singer Lizzie Wizzy. The Valentinos shouldn't be much of a threat unless you see one of them trying to hit on your girlfriend. Scavengers, on the other hand, might attempt to kidnap you and harvest your cyberware. You'll also be running into the Tiger's Claw and Steel Dragons, 2 Japanese gangs who are at war with each other for various reasons. You will find friends amongst other factions though. The Mox are dedicated to protecting victims of abuse. The Maelstrom are more interested in improving cyber technology than waging war with someone. As for 6th Street, these ex-veterans are driven to bring justice back to Night City, even if their own methods are questionable.
Proceed. What's going on?
No moral compass.
It's our choice if we want to finish her off or spare her.
In recent years, games have been trying to move away from black and white situations, scenarios where players choose to be good or evil, and are aiming to tell stories with gray areas. Following suit with games like The Outer Worlds, Cyberpunk 2077 will not have a morality system, and instead will allow players to resolve problems in their own way. This, in turn, may change your relationships with other characters. Given how Night City is crawling with criminals, it makes sense to not have players worrying about what's good or evil.
So many options, so many possibilities.
Braindance.
Everybody, on the ground! I want to see you kissing the flooring!
Recently shown off during the first episode of Night City Wire, Braindance is a mechanic that allows players to experience moments in Night City a little differently. V can relive the memories of others and experience everything said individual experienced before their demise. This will allow you to solve mysteries, track down other characters, find objects, and more. However, some may be using Braindance for their own nefarious gains. In other words, approach with caution.
And you will uncover them actually using that Braindance as a mechanics in the game.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.